Good afternoon. Actually, it's morning still. Day's so long. We've been up here going at it so long that it's actually feels like about 2 or 3 because we came in about 3, and we're not going to give up. We're going to go through. We've got the 10 o'clock update. Uh, it's moved the modeling. You'll see it's moved even more to the east, probably another 10 or 15 miles for the projected path, and it looks like Hurricane Center. They'll go ahead and do that too eventually. Um, but what gets me is I got a notice a while ago. Let's look at this first. And so what we're looking at here, this is from Tropical Tidbits, and an awesome website. Want to thank all those guys over there and girls that take care of that. But they've really got a lot of information in one location. And if you're sitting at home, take your time and just go through it and learn a little bit. Real informative, but this is one of the shows the I guess you could say how cold and how high the clouds go. Maybe I'm not a meteorologist, but it looks cool and it shows the definition. Actually, the storm is the lower one in the sort of in the center, and that over there on the left top is actually some rain offshore not far from us, and we're going to look at that in just a little bit. But here's the actual, this is radar scope. This is the radar program that I use on my phone and on my desktop. And this is from the Brownsville radar. And so let me switch real quick because right now it doesn't look like we've got any rain offshore. But let me get my mouse down onto the other one, and I'm going to switch to the Galveston or the Houston radar real quick so that you can see what we have around Bolivar and Texas. So there is some rain offshore. You can see those are some of the bands from the storm, that outer bands probably. But you can see the rain. There, Galveston's right in the center, and Bolivar is just on the side. Here, I tell you what. Let me get my my pen out here. I like doing this drawing because I don't get to do it. There's Bolivar Peninsula right there. Just so you can see where we're at compared to the rain. And so haven't had any rain yet, but we're going to get some. And I think we'll get about 3 inches. Like I said, listen to the meteorologists, listen to the National Hurricane Center. I just try and compile all this. Now, as far as intensity, we're going to go through all the charts here. As far as the intensity, everything's starting to come together now. This is the 10 o'clock up, or the 7Z, which is actually, 12Z, which is actually 7 a.m. this morning. And so you can see where everything's going now. Cat 1, mid Cat 1, 75 mile an hour is what they're showing there. But a lot of the guys are talking about maybe strengthening even more. And so, I would count on 85, 90. And if it's lower than that, maybe a high Cat 1, low Cat 2. But at least it's lower. But if you're in the path, I can tell you, now's the time to take. Here's what I'm going to get to now. We got a email text alert and an email, a phone call. They hit everything on a voluntary evacuation for Bolivar a while ago, probably about 9:30, 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock, I think, which made me scratch my head a little bit because they didn't call for one when Burrow was coming in. And I think for us, it was a whole lot worse. But they're calling for one now. I hadn't figured that one out. I'm not even going to try and figure it out. But here's what they're talking about surge forecast. And this is about, 1 to 3 foot, and then from Highland going east, 2 to 4 foot. I think we're going to see 1.5 to 2.5 foot. Is in my opinion. I may be wrong. I'm not a meteorologist, but you know, looking at Burl and where it came in and where this one's going, actually, we're going to have a north wind for a lot of when the storm's the closest, probably. And so, you know, I did move the Bolivar Live trailer, the event trailer that has a cam at Stingray, just for safekeeping, because that parking lot floods sometimes. But let's get to the modeling now, and you can see what I was talking about. It's moved a little bit more to the east. I don't have a pointer on here. I guess I need to get a pointer. It was closer to the Louisiana Texas line yesterday, and now it's moved over east a lot. In fact, it's moved again, from what I've seen. And in fact, I saw a post that Eric made, and I haven't talked to him today, that said, Crawley, Louisiana west, you won't even know it's a hurricane passing by, because the wind's not going to be that bad. I mean, we get 20, 30 mile an hour winds down here anyway. I think we'll may see, for us being right on the coast, maybe some 35, 40 mile an hour winds with maybe 1.5 foot, maybe a 2 foot rise in the tide. But we've already got a rise in the tide because of the wind. And so anyway, the best thing to do is your local weather meteorologist and the National Hurricane Center. That's what you need to look at. And I get a lot of these from the National Hurricane Center. In fact, this is the 10 o'clock update from the National Hurricane Center, and you can see it's moved over a little bit more. And man, before it's all over with, it could be over at the mouth of the river there, and you know, New Orleans. And so it keeps moving east. It is in more of a northeast direction now, which is good, because it's actually going to be further away from the Texas coast going up. They still have a tropical storm watches up through us, High Island, a little bit past High Island, I think, and then it picks up a tropical storm warning, but that's in Jefferson County, if I'm not mistaken, over by Sabine Pass. And so right now we're under tropical storm watches. And, you know, anything can change. And, you know, I said yesterday even, if you have medical conditions, it might be a good idea to leave, because we may lose the Bolivar Ferry at some point for a little bit, either due to tide or wind. And so I don't think so, but we might. We may lose access to Highway 87 just because of the sand and the debris. TxDOT is there in High Island. They sent me a message that said we're going to have people staged in High Island Tuesday through Wednesday at the school up there, and so they'll have people here. Energy, they responded Saturday night to me and let me know that they're already working on a plan in case they're needed down here. And so, but there you can see, you know, what the beach looks like right now. We have a high tide in the morning, and so my plans are to get some rest this afternoon a little bit. I'll try and make it back for the 4 o'clock. Maybe it may be 5 o'clock when I do the update. And then we're going to start watching really everything until this evening. And let me pull up the National Hurricane Center again. They're showing 7 p.m. So at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, it's going to be southeast of Bolivar Peninsula, southeast of Bolivar Peninsula. And then timing has changed a little bit, because they showed it going on about 1 a.m. in this location, and then I think about 1 p.m. Making landfall, and so that has changed a little bit. It looks like it's slowed down, and I would much rather have a hurricane landfall during the day in light than I would in the dark. And so we need to keep all our friends over in Louisiana in our thoughts and prayers today. I know they're getting ready and it's going through, a lot of marsh, and hopefully it'll die down and doesn't, a lot of these hurricanes have increased in strength right before landfall. And so I hope that doesn't happen here. In fact, I don't think it's developed as much as they thought it was going to, because of some dry air that it took in. And so, but we're going to keep you posted. We're going to let you know what's going on, where, and when here on Bolivar Peninsula. There you can see we've got some rain just offshore of Bolivar Peninsula right now. And, as the day goes on, I imagine we're going to have some rain this evening. And let's take a look at the Brownsville radar real quick. Real quick, so you can see what it looks like down where the storm is. And that's the Brownsville radar there. And so you can see the storms on it and what it's pulling in from up by us, even some of those long bands coming into it. So anyway, we're going to keep you updated and let you know what's going on here on Bolivar Peninsula. We'll be here for the duration of it. If you have any questions, make comments. They did call for a voluntary evacuation here on Bolivar Peninsula. It went out probably about 9 o'clock. And so just wanted to let everyone know about that. I'm still scratching my head on why they didn't do it for Burrell, but they did it for this one. But, oh well, maybe someone can explain it to me. But anyway, we're going to head on out. We'll be back at least one more time, probably 2 or 3 times before midnight tonight, letting you know what's going on down here. And also tomorrow, whenever it's southeast of us, any tide that we have, any rain we have, we're going to let you know what it's like here on our 27 miles of beachfront paradise. So hope y'all enjoyed the show. We'll be back next a little bit later on with more information on the Upper Texas coast. Until next time, remember, you can see Bolivar Live anytime. In fact, this camera is a saltwater gospel cam. And so it gives you a good view of the beach, lets you see what's happening out there. And you can see it on our website at BolivarPeninsulaTexas.com. Until next time, I'm David with Bolivar Live. Y'all have a great day, great week. Come see us. Come explore Bolivar Peninsula once we get past this. God bless, and bye-bye.